Yes, people. Welcome back. The finished article. Not welcome back to the channel. It's welcome back. Finished article. We've been gone a while, but we're back. We're back. We're new and improved, and we've got some new hosts joining us over the next couple of weeks for the World Cup, and hopefully we can keep going with all these hosts as well, and we'll hopefully get more videos out. But without further ado, we all know the next guy. He was Mr. Popular. It's my boy Shaz. He was on every single video that I can think of anyway. Bar maybe one or two. Welcome back to the channel, bro. How are we?
What's up, then, bro? You're right. Good to be back. Nice to meet everyone back on the show. It's definitely been a while, but let's get rolling.
Yeah, man. And I'm not sure if everybody does know the next horse, so I am going to introduce him. This is Rich.
Right,
Welcome to the channel, Rich.
Hi, how's it going?
Not too bad yourself.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the World Cup.
Yeah, I think everyone is right now. So for people that don't know, Shaz and Rich did the Coventry City All Things Sky Blue podcast together with another host as well. So that's if you recognize them, that's where you recognize them from. But yeah, as Rich was saying, we're looking forward to the World Cup. I think everyone's looking forward to the World Cup. But right now we've got a few sagas going through the football world. Mainly, I'm just going to drop it. Ronaldo's interview. Have you both caught the first half of his interview yesterday?
I haven't actually seen it yet. I'll watch it all together.
Yeah, I think the second half of it is out today, 8 o'clock. So after we're off this, I'll be putting it on. I'll be watching the second half as well.
I watched it, actually. I watched it. It was really interesting. So a lot of what he said, we all kind of know that the club's badly run. The infrastructure's poor. It's kind of called out. Some of the things behind the background are just, you know what, I don't think there's a bad thing that he's done the interview. I think it's just the timing for me. Players should express their feelings and say how it is, but I mean, you can't call out a manager.
There's a time and place for it, let's be honest. Yeah. Like he's done it mid-season. He's called out the whole club. He's called out the manager. Heck, he's even called out Wayne Rooney and Gary Neville. Let's be honest. He's gone off on one. He's just gone off on a tangent.
Most players just write a book after they retire.
Yeah, but Ronaldo's not like that. He wants to do interviews. The guy's mad. But I'll be honest, right? I get what he's saying, right? He's been through a lot this year. He's lost his child. His daughter was ill in hospital, and apparently the club didn't believe him when he said, that she was ill. He's apparently, like, from his side, he said he's not been treated well at the club, and he's been criticised when he's the one scoring goals and stuff like that. But there's a time and place to do these type of interviews, and I think maybe he should have waited till he left United and then done this interview, because as a Man United fan myself, I wouldn't say I've lost any respect for Ronaldo, because he's still he's still the best player in the world. He's still going to be my favourite player. But, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to say, oh, I've lost respect for him. I don't like him anymore. And all this stuff. It's going to come out after this, especially after today's episode, because he goes to town on, like, the team, the manager, the staff, the owners, everything. Like, I've seen little snippets of it that have been posted online, and he just goes in on everybody. And it's going to be so awkward when he comes back to Carrington and sees everybody after the World Cup. It's going to be mad.
I'll be honest, I don't think he's coming back, because there's no way the club are going to let him come back. I think it's done.
I think the only option that they have right now is what a lot of people are saying is terminate his contract.
Yeah.
Right. United have got obviously a legal team, and they're going to think, right, let's go through to the legal team and see if he's breached any of the terms of his contract, which he probably has by talking, like, about what he has. So then they go, okay, you breached your contract, we're terminating it, and we're not paying you anything. You can do what you want now. And he gets what he wants, because that's what he wants. That's what he wanted, let's be honest. In summer, all he kept saying is that he wanted to leave.
He should have gone in the summer.
But he did want to leave, but the Glaciers wouldn't let him leave, because he brings in a lot of money and merchandise sales. They just didn't want to sell him. But if it went to Ten Hag, I think Ronaldo would have gone. But I think it was the Glaciers that were keeping him here, and that's why he's gone to town on the glaciers as well.
That's fine. There's no issue with going to town on rubbish owners because they needed to hear it anyway.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing I heard about the interview. That's probably the best bit. But speaking of owners, I'll let Rich jump in on this next.
Yeah. I was gonna say you lot talk about what you need.
Go on, Rich.
Been a bit of a big day at Coventry City because last night we had the news that Dougie King, who none of us had heard of 24 hours ago, brought 85% of the club from Zizou. And this morning we got a bit excited because they issued a statement saying they were putting in a £25 million bid for the stadium. For those that don't know, Arena Coventry Limited in administration, so it was there was an opportunity to buy it on the cheap, but
definitely.
Instead, the preferred bid from Mike Ashley's been accepted.
Oh dear.
So now we're still in that position of having the stadium being owned by the stadium not being owned by the club.
That's a bit strange. That I've got a feeling Mike Ashley is just going to change the name to the Sports Direct Stadium.
That's what I said. I said the same thing. I said they're going to rebrand it.
If he does do it, he will have to play. Yeah, he'll have to pay naming rights. But that would go to who owns the stadium, which is Mike Ashley. So it doesn't really make any sense.
I don't think there's an issue. I think it'd be interesting to see if he does take over the club. So that to add to Rich's point, it's a bit of a strange timing because not only has Mike Ashley bought the club, but Coventry's have got a new owner. But the intention is he going to be the new owner without a stadium, unless he's going to pay 25 million, as Rich has said, and give Mike Ashley an £8 million profit? We'll never know. But watch this space. It's definitely.
Well, I've got a feeling Mike Ashley's done it on purpose. He's bought the stadium and then he'll try and sell it for a profit, like Rich was saying to me earlier before you jumped on, Shaz. Rich was saying that he's probably just going to try and sell it and make like you just said, $8 million profit on the stadium itself. That's crazy.
That's one theory, but we could be way off.
Yeah, definitely.
It could be Ashley wants the club. It could be. It's a million and one scenarios out there.
Oh yeah, that definitely. I think there's going to be a bit of a power struggle. There's definitely going to be a bit of a power struggle between Mike Ashley and the new owner.
Yeah, and
in regards to the stadium in it.
We've had enough of that over the years with the council and Zizou and Wasps.
Yeah, I think you got a comment.
We have, I was just going to bring that up, Shaz. Darren is stating King will offer Ashley a quick deal and profit on the CBS deal, and one of them will own both the club and stadium. That makes sense.
That's the dream scenario.
So for you lot, I mean, you're Coventry City fans. Who would you prefer, Mike Ashley or this King guy?
We don't know a lot about this Dougie King, to be honest. Well, we don't know anything about him, really.
Actually, I'm going to answer Shaz's point there. We've never heard of this guy until, last night? And me and Rich were going back and forth. So we were basically saying Zizou were rubbish owners. And Rich was like, no, they've been good because they saved, which I do agree with. They have saved the club. But the point is, it's like buying a house and not doing any renovation to it. They kind of just paid the bills. And the house is cracking apart, and the manager's basically working magic. So he's like, he's a good manager, as we know, Mark Robbins. So he's doing magic with practically no budget, and we kind of said they need to be investments, but we'll say that debate for the show.
Just speaking about that point that you've made there, you've just said Coventry City need, money for improvements. You're not going to get that from Mike Ashley. We all know what he did at Newcastle. He hardly spent any money. So, in all honesty, you're probably better off without Mike Ashley as the owner of the club, because let's be honest, he's not going to spend a lot.
One thing, owning a Premier League ground would be worth a lot more than a Championship ground. So
that's 100%.
One theory, if he does give
try and get him promoted,
deal on the rent, and then put it in the hope we get promoted, and then put it up.
Yeah, that's a good valid point. Good valid point. That. And just one little bit of news. I don't know if you've heard, Shaz, but I know this is going off a bit off topic, but I'm going to bring it back to football in a minute or so. So AEW, as Shaz and me watch, they've just announced that they're going to be coming to London.
Yes, I know.
To do some live event, and I'm bringing it back to football, Shaz, because they're going to be using Craven Cottage, which is Fulham's ground, because Tony Khan's dad, Sajid, is it Sajid Khan?
Yeah, I think so.
He owns Fulham. Sadiq Khan, I think he's called.
Yes, Sadiq, yeah.
So he wants to bring AEW to Craven Cottage, which is going to be next year, but there's no date announced. But the venue is pretty much like 90% confirmed. It's Craven Cottage.
No, I heard
last have another comment from Darren here. The contracts and 10-year lease carry on.
Oh, so he's referring to the stadium currently the Coventry are playing at right now, the existing agreement that they had with
Your audio's just dropped really low there, Shaz. I don't know what's happened there.
Is that all right now? Can you hear me?
It's a bit better. It's just dropped low unless it's my side.
Okay, no, Rich, can you hear me? Sorry,
yeah, all right.
Yeah, I can hear you. It just dropped really low for some reason.
No, that's fine. So I think what Darren's referring to is just the existing agreement they had with the previous tenants, who we won't name for whatever reason. But yes, anyway, we need to move on to more important things.
Yeah, man, I was just gonna say that myself. We will move on to the topic that obviously this video is for. Obviously, these two are definitely ready for the World Cup. They've got their England shirts on. They're definitely ready for the podcast. And what we're gonna do first, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna discuss the World Cup squads and see who's been like from just memory. I haven't even got them in front of me right now. I can't be bothered getting 32 teams worth of squads in front of me. So we're gonna go through the squads. We're gonna try and talk about some of the players, maybe some of the clubs to watch out. Some of the teams to watch out for in the World Cup. And just off the bat, we will speak about England to start with, because that's the burning topic for everyone. I think everyone wants to hear about England, unless you boys want to talk about England at the end and make everybody wait. I don't mind.
No, we'll talk about England.
So, from obviously just off the top of my head, Jadon Sancho's not been included. Rashford's not been included.
Rashford's in.
Did Rashford actually get picked? Because I got told he didn't.
Rashford did.
So Rashford actually made it when Sancho didn't. Okay, that's fair then. That's fair, because Rashford's had a good few games the past couple of weeks, hasn't he? He's scored quite a fair few goals, so he does deserve it. Sancho's just not played for like the last month. I don't know. He's injured, Chaz?
Sancho has basically not been picked because he's not had the form. I think he's gone.
Crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. Like, we just paid loads of money for him, and he's just not playing. It's crazy, man.
That explains why Harry Maguire's gone. And
let's talk about Harry Maguire, man. Let's talk about him, Shaz.
Wow. I don't know where to start.
He always does for England, and he does for his club, though. So, in fairness. Overall, I think I'd say fair play to Southgate, because he has picked players on form. He's put Maddison, he's put Wilson, put Rashford. But, he has stuck with Maguire, but I don't think Maguire's let England down too many times.
Well, just keep waiting. It's going to happen. It's going to happen, innit, Shaz? We all know what Maguire's like.
Well, you know what? The best way for that to happen is not to play him, and then he won't let anyone down.
Like, let's be honest, right? He cost Man United 80 million, which I even at first glance that was like, no, we shouldn't be paying 80 million for a Leicester player. He's not good enough. He came over. He's probably the worst defender we've got in centre back. He's our club captain, but he doesn't play. And that just goes to show Ten Hag doesn't want him at the club, because if he's captain and he's not playing, that there's definitely something wrong there.
Oh, definitely.
How long has he got left at Man United on his contract?
I'm sure he's just signed a new deal recently, so we're not getting rid of him unless we sell him. We do have a comment. Maguire, how the hell is he in there? Tamari is much better. You can name anybody, and I'd just say that they're better than Maguire. I don't like him. I just honestly don't.
So, guys, I've shared a link in the chat for you to have a look at. It's got all the squads if you need to refer back to them.
I've just got that.
So, I mean, the one that stands out to me obviously is Reece James being injured.
Yeah, he's injured, isn't he?
And I think I want to bring it back to the problem that you got with the Winter World Cup. So you're playing a Premier League season or a Football League season, and you got a Winter World Cup. There was always going to be injuries, and it was never going to be perfect with who went and who didn't. I mean, I just heard that Sadio Mane from Senegal is injured and he's out the World Cup as well.
That's going to be a big blow for Senegal. That
absolutely, yeah.
To get through, but
well, Shaz, obviously, I know this article that you've just sent me. We're started with England, which they have as well. Shall we just go through the teams that in order of there and just try and speak about some of the players for that team?
Yeah, go for it.
That way, we'll keep we'll go in order. But obviously, yeah, Reece James was like, everyone was looking forward to seeing him play for England. So it is a big blow for England because I think he's a good player. Who else plays that position? It's right back, isn't it, that Reece James plays?
Reece James is, if I'm not mistaken,
sure he's a right back, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's the right back. So who else have England got at right back? We've got Kyle Walker, Kieran Trippier if he made the squad.
Yeah, Trippier's in.
So I mean, it's not a massive blow because Kieran Trippier did well in the Euros, and you've got a backup on Kyle Walker. So it's not a massive blow, but yeah, Reece James probably would have played more of the games if he wasn't injured.
Yeah, I think he would have been in. I think Trippier is going to play left back and right back. We'll have to see.
Yeah, because it says Calvin Phillips made the squad.
He's not played. He's hardly played. That's the thing.
It just says here, Calvin Phillips, the Man City midfielder, suffered a dislocated shoulder in September and returned to action in the Carabao Cup against Chelsea on the 9th of November. He's made the squad. I don't understand how. I'm sure they could have picked someone else besides Calvin Phillips, but he did do well in the Euros. Let's be honest. He was one of the standout players.
In 2021, he was named England Player of the Year. So,
yeah.
So, I mean, it's no surprise that he made it. Obviously, there was other players that had to drop out as well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin limped off against Leicester. Then, obviously, we just spoke about Reece James. Kyle Walker-Peters and Ben Chilwell. They all had to drop out, so he's had to replace them. So,
but who has made it though? James Maddison made it.
I think he's a brilliant player, is James Maddison.
He deserves his call up, and also Callum Wilson as well.
Callum Wilson's a good player, man.
Ivan Toney missed out.
I disagree with Ivan Toney, to be fair. I think he's a good player. I think he deserved it because he's done really well at Brentford and he deserves it. Sorry, Rich, you were just about to say something then.
He's been a betting scandal, hasn't he? Some sort today.
Yes. He's been charged with 223 counts of betting incidents.
Is that like match fixing type or
just betting on teams and something like that? But apparently, if he gets found guilty, it's a 6-month ban.
The rules strict on betting for footballers. They're not even if it's not their team playing, they're not allowed.
Yeah. It is very strict. Yeah.
I don't think it's a case of match fixing or anything like that. I just think he's just been
splashing the cash here and there.
Yeah.
As they do these footballers, you know what I mean? It's crazy that.
Exactly.
But Kyle Walker was left out, I think, for Reece James, but he's obviously been called up now.
I don't know if he's fit for the first game against Iran on Monday.
It does say that he was only given 6 weeks to recover after his groin surgery, which I don't think is a lot after surgery. 6 weeks. I mean, I think he shouldn't have been, called up. 6 weeks isn't enough to recover and then play a World Cup as well at the highest level of football.
Lots of games in a short space of time as well. Normally,
I mean, I doubt he'll play. I think he's just been called up to add numbers to the squad. I mean, if it were me, I wouldn't play him based on the fact that he's just come back from surgery 6 weeks ago. That's just, it's too close if you ask me. Who plays football again after 6 weeks, man? Come on.
Well, I think that a lot of them have been rushed back because they've tried to accelerate some of their recoveries. But yeah, it is a risk, especially with Calvin Phillips. He's hardly played, so I don't know what will happen. I think they'll just play Rice and Bellingham, and then if Phillips is fit later. But yeah,
as his boy Declan Rice, yeah. Crazy. So I think the next team on the list is Wales. Tom Lawrence from Rangers has a knee injury, so he's had to be ruled out. And they've actually brought in Gareth Bale, who I can't believe wasn't in the squad anyway, and Joe Allen. But Gareth Bale apparently hasn't played that well, or he hasn't played much for LA.
He's still got to be. He's capable of winning a game on his own. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But I think Wales will struggle this time, though. I mean, compared to was it Euro 2016 when they got to semi-finals, I think they'll struggle this year because of lack of depth in the squad.
Fair, that 2016 tournament you're talking about, that was when Gareth Bale was at his peak.
Yeah,
and that's why they did so well. Like he's nowhere near his peak now; he's past it. Which is why he's playing MLS.
Yeah, they've got Brennan Johnson and Daniel James. Yes. They've got their
Daniel James,
forward in Kiefer Moore, but they're not a team that care for possession. They like to catch teams on the counter attack, and I don't know. They might struggle to play that football in the heat. Chasing the ball for 90 minutes.
It's a hard thing to do on a normal day. And obviously, like you said, they're going to be in the heat in Qatar. They're going to struggle. Most teams will struggle out there in the heat. I'll be honest with you.
I think they could get through, but it would be interesting.
No, definitely. I mean, we'll have a look at who's playing who later on. Obviously, when we go through the predictions and everything. But obviously the next team I can see on this list, Shaz, is France.
Yeah, so France have got N'Golo Kante's out, Pogba's out, Pogback, as it was referred to back in the day. Fofana's got an injury, I think, as well.
Yes.
Martial has returned from injury but wasn't selected. Varane's in, even though he's still recovering from injury. And I think today I heard that Nkunku was injured in training, so he's out. Camavinga took him out, so he's out.
I mean, it does say that France have included Lucas Hernandez from Bayern Munich. Yes, he injured his groin in the Champions League victory over Barca last month, but he's close to returning to full fitness, and obviously he's been included in the France squad. In all honesty, Brazil just says one player in, Richarlison. That's it. That's all it says. It doesn't say anybody's been taken out. It just says Richarlison in. I don't even think he deserves it. He's not played that well at Spurs, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, he's had a few good games. That's about it. But
yeah, a few good games doesn't justify a call up to the World Cup squad, does it, Shaz?
Well, nothing surprises me these days in football, mate. Nothing surprises me anyway. I mean, I think next one we've got Portugal.
Yes, we have Portugal.
Diogo Jota's out, injured.
Yes.
Got injured playing against Man City. Pedro Neto is out. He used to play for Wolves.
Yes.
And in comes Pepe and Nunes Mendes. So Pepe's 39. He's been around the block for a while.
Oh, yeah, Pepe. That's the one that used to play at Real Madrid, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Play Real Madrid, yeah.
Wow.
So he's in.
And as we all know, the Portugal squad has your main man, Ronaldo, in. And I'm saying his name because this is definitely going to be his last international tournament. There's no way that he's still playing at the highest level in 2 years at the age of 39. Let's be honest, Shaz.
No, I think he's done this last tournament.
I'd be very surprised if he's in the Euro 2024.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd be very surprised if he's in the Euro squad. I'd be very surprised if he's not in America by then playing MLS football.
Yeah, I think this is his last tournament.
Definitely.
How what's going on affects him. Will he be at his best or...
I'm not sure if you lot saw the video. There was a video of someone made a video in the Portugal dressing room.
Are you talking about Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah. Bruno Fernandes walks in, he taps Ronaldo on his arm, shakes his hand, and then Ronaldo's trying to talk to him, and then Bruno Fernandes just blanks him and walks off. So there's obviously friction between them because of what Ronaldo's been saying against Man United, because Fernandes is a United player through and through. He's very passionate about being at Man United, and Ronaldo's just talking shit about him. So there's definitely a clash there, and there's also is Diego Dalot in the squad as well.
Yeah, he's in.
So I mean, there's them two players that Ronaldo really He's just, rubbed them the wrong way with everything that he's doing just before the World Cup as well, which is why I said earlier it's the wrong time for this type of interview, especially when you're going to your international club and some of them play with you at Man United.
Yeah, I would agree. But we'll move on. Who we got? Germany. So Timo Werner's out. Got injured playing in the Champions League. Marco Reus is out. Borussia Dortmund captain. And in comes Leroy Sané, who used to play for
City.
Yes, for Man City. And Manuel Neuer was injured, but he's back in. I don't know. For me, Germany are kind of underdogs. I don't know really how they're going to do. Asian squad struggled in the last tournament.
Yeah, man. I mean, Germany, Germany are always a good team to watch. I mean, if they don't have that many of the older players, though. I don't think Toni Kroos is in the squad, is he?
No, I don't think he is.
Never rule them out.
No, you can never rule Germany out. I mean, I think this tournament, they're not obviously favourites, but I think they will qualify from the group stage to get into the last 16. I don't know how far they'll get from there, but
and I've got to play Spain in the group.
Yeah, they're in Spain's group, aren't they? So I mean, the next team we've got is the Netherlands, and there's only one player out for them, which is Wijnaldum.
Yes.
Former Liverpool player. He's got a fractured tibia in the right leg.
Oh dear. Yeah, he I think he got injured just before the World Cup, so
yeah,
that's
so he's
unfortunate. Spain, Kepa's out. Did you hear, by the way, about Spain? Interestingly, so someone from the Spanish FA put out a tweet saying, "David De Gea, congrats on your retirement," and he's just come out and said, "I haven't retired."
Wow.
Literally, I know he's not in the squad, but they kind of said
that's just taking the piss, isn't it?
That's crazy.
So they basically made him retire from international football.
Well, I don't even know why they didn't select him, but that's a different story.
Right. I'm quite glad that you mentioned De Gea, because to me, he's still, I won't say he's the best goalkeeper in the world, because there's other goalkeepers that are on par with him, and maybe some that do perform a little bit more consistently at a higher level than him, but he's still up there in maybe the top 3, top 4 goalkeepers in the world. I mean, another player, obviously he's a French goalkeeper, Hugo Lloris. He's up there as well. The only problem with him is that he's playing at the wrong club. he's playing for Spurs. He shouldn't be at Spurs. But that's a story for another day, and Shaz.
Yeah, we'll save that for another episode. Who we got next? Argentina.
We've got Argentina, man. We've got Argentina.
Giovanni Lo Celso is out. Plays for Spurs. No surprise. Yeah. Got injured playing in the Champions League.
Hold on. Everyone that's out, they've been injured playing in the Champions League.
That's what I mean, bro. That's too many games.
Everyone you've said that is out, Champions League injury. It's like none of them been injured in the Premier League or in the domestic leagues.
It's all Champions League. And I think Nicolas Gonzalez is out. And then in is Paulo Dybala, Roma forward, used to play for Juventus.
Yes.
So he's been picked. And Angel Di Maria is in.
I don't like that guy, I mean.
Interesting. He did have an injury in the Champions League, but he's recovered in time. And Angel Correa, Atletico Madrid forward. Yep. Interestingly, Atletico Madrid crashed out of the Champions League, so I think they gave them enough time to recover.
They're on
didn't have that other game.
Argentina haven't lost in 35 games, and they won the Copa America, didn't they?
They did, yeah. Messi's first international trophy as well, by the way, that one.
Oh, yes.
Well, let's not forget that. That's the first international trophy that Messi has won, and he's so-called the best player in the world. I'm just going to leave that out there. I'm going to leave that for Shaz to carry on.
For another episode, guys. Otherwise, we won't have enough time. Moving on. We've got United States.
United States.
Chris Richards is out. To be fair, I don't even know much about this United States side.
The young squad.
They're a young squad from what I've seen, and they could be dangerous. I mean, they could be underdogs because some of the players are pretty decent.
Weston McKennie, who apparently poses a long throw threat.
Yep.
Okay.
One of the players that played for Fulham against United, two of them I think are playing for the United States squad.
Okay.
So they've got some good players. It's just how well they gel together because they are a young squad. So I think might be for some of them it might be their first like major tournament for America or first World Cup at least.
Exactly. Moving on swiftly, we've got Senegal. So as I mentioned, Sadio Mane is out injured in the Champions League. Surprise, surprise. That's the major news.
I mean, you can go through the rest of these teams pretty quickly if you want, Chaz.
I will do. So Mexico, Raul Jimenez, we all know him from Wolves.
Yes.
He's not played. He's injured. South Korea, gone.
And for Mexico, and Hernandez hasn't been picked, has he? Is he playing in the Mexican? No, but yeah, they've left him out.
Who's that? Sorry,
Hernandez.
Hernandez.
Yeah, Mexico. Forget who he played.
Right, yeah. Just before we do jump on Shaz, we've got some comments from Darren again. Tyler Adams and Aronson of Leeds. I think he's talking about the America squad. Yeah. I think they're in there. Both USA. Anthony Robinson, and that's the other one, Ream from Fulham. That's the player I was talking about. I remember from the USA squad.
Fair enough. Just swiftly moving on. Song Heung-min.
That's a Tottenham player.
Yeah, I didn't even spell his name right. But yeah,
just call him Son, bro. Just call him Son like everybody else.
Son's in, even though he got injured. So.
And where did he get injured as well, Shaz?
Oh man, don't make me keep.
Go on, I want to hear it.
Champions League.
There we go.
Okay.
That's ruined quite a lot of people's World Cup, that hasn't it? The Champions League this year.
Well, it's bad timing. Moving on, Croatia. We've got Marcelo Brozovic, Inter Milan midfielder. He's recovered in time. In Uruguay, we've got Ronald Araujo, who's recovered from injury as well.
Yep.
Just moving on swiftly because there's just a couple of teams to go to.
Yeah, so, you carry on with them, bro. You carry on. I'll let you finish.
Poland, Jakob Moder, he's out. Brighton midfielder, got injured playing in April.
Right.
Canada, Atba Hutchison, the Canadian captain, 39, hasn't played all season. Plays for Besiktas.
English guy manages Canada. Can't remember his name, but
yeah, I can't. It's not coming to me.
They do.
We'll have a look at the groups shortly to talk about it. And who we got? Alphonso Davies, the Bayern Munich midfielder, is out injured unfortunately as well. You got Morocco, Imran Louza. Watford midfielder Louza will miss the tournament after breaking his leg against Millwall. And then last but not least, Japan, Yuto Nakayama is out, the Huddersfield Town defender. So that's covering most of the squads, and those are the major announcements for that.
Yeah, I mean, those are the main squads that obviously there are other squads within the World Cup like Qatar and Saudi Arabia and some others, but there's not much news about their players and squads, so that's why we've obviously left those out for now.
We'll know more about team squads like that this time next week.
Yeah, exactly. Once they start playing, we'll know more about them. Obviously, as the World Cup goes on, we'll be talking about the games, the players, the results, and everything as and when. We've got a comment from our guy Nav, who was actually meant to join us today, but he wasn't able to make it today. But he will be on some of the other videos over the next couple of weeks for the World Cup. Appreciate you tuning in, though, Nav. Obviously, I know you've got other things going on at the moment. Appreciate the kind words. So we're just going to start we'll start from Group A.
Do you want me to bring the groups up, by the way?
I've got it open here. I was just literally about to share it in, bro.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Okay, yeah, go for it.
I'm just trying to share the screen. Just give me a sec. Give me a sec. It's trying to find. Yeah, it's loading now. Just give me a sec. There we go. I don't know. Oh no, you can't see that yet. I haven't shared it onto the screen. What's wrong with me? There we go. It is quite small. You might have to. Obviously, if you're watching on TV and stuff, you'll be able to see it. If you're on a phone, you're probably not going to be able to see that. But yeah, so we'll start off on Group A. We've got the hosts, Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Holland. I'm going to go just straight off the bat. Holland are favourites to win that. If they don't qualify from that group, there's definitely something going on. And just speaking about Holland, Van der Beek was one of the main players that wasn't included in that squad. Obviously, that wasn't showing up on that article that we were going through earlier. But yeah, Van der Beek didn't play or didn't get chosen because he's. I'm just not going to say my thoughts on him right now. I'll save that for later, Shaz. But yeah, Rich, Group A predictions.
Well, Netherlands are obviously the obvious favourites. I was actually going to be a bit controversial and predict Senegal to win the group, but now I know that Sadio Mane's out the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit. I mean, they've got a good defensive record. They've got Mendy in goal, who's kept a clean sheet.
Yes.
I think Senegal will people. So, yeah, I think I've got them to go through in second with Netherlands in the group, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you're right. Senegal and Holland should be going through there. I mean, and that's not saying Qatar and Ecuador are just not going to do well. I mean, the horse could obviously they've got the home advantage. They could be the underdogs here. They could, like Greece did in the Euros.
You know what? I'm gonna make a bold prediction here and say that Qatar are going to beat Ecuador on Sunday in the first game.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with that because home, like I just said, home advantage. First game of the tournament, players are going to be hyped up. The fans are going to be behind them 100%. So yeah, definitely. I think Qatar will beat Ecuador in the opening game. I agree with you on that.
I don't know what to bet from them really because they could go through and surprise everyone, go on a bit of the quarters or something, but they could quite easily lose 3 out of 3. I just don't know what to bet from them.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I mean, for me, I would say Group A, it's a straight shootout between Netherlands and Senegal to qualify. I would see Netherlands topping it. Be surprised if they don't. Senegal obviously having that blow with Sadio Mane being out. So they've lost a lot of firepower up top. But yeah, for me, it's Netherlands 1 and Senegal 2.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's no problems with that prediction. I think, I'm going to go with Holland topping the group. And you know what? I'm going to say Qatar are going to come second. And the reason I'm saying that is because Senegal don't have Sadio Mane, and there's not many other players in that squad that can step up.
Still got Ismail Assar.
Yes.
And, I still think they're a decent side, but again, Qatar, I think being the host always helps them.
Yeah. I think because they're the host, they're going to have the fans are going to be backing them because obviously it's in their home country. So I think they're going to be playing at a higher level than they probably used to. The players are going to be more hyped. So that's the only reason I'm saying that Qatar should come second in that group.
Yeah. I'm sticking with Senegal for second, but I might be completely wrong.
Hey, like I said, I mean, it could be anybody. And Holland should be number 1. Out of the other 3, it could be any of them. It just depends how well everyone has their first game.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on to Group B. I'm going to let Rich start this one off.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
Well, I have got England down to win the group. I don't think it'll be as plain sailing as people think. Obviously, Iran, we're playing on, they're used to the climate over there. I think if we're playing them in Europe, I'd fancy us to walk all over them. But if we win 1-0 on Monday, a Harry Kane penalty or something, I'd take that because you can't get complacent. USA, we've already mentioned, they've got quite a young squad. So, I mean, I might be wrong too, but I'm ruling them out a little bit. I'll place it England to win it, Wales to come second, Iran, USA in that order. But
So England, Wales, Iran, and USA.
Yeah.
So you think America are going to come bottom?
I just think they've got. I just think the inexperience of the squad.
Okay, it's a fair point. It's a valid point to make, definitely.
Probably a better side on.
Definitely, it's valid because, like you said, it's a young squad and they are inexperienced. We'll see, though. We'll see on that one. Shaz, I'll let you go second on this.
So, obviously, if England don't smash this group, then they don't deserve to qualify and might as well come on. I put my prediction into Richard, and I said to him that England are going to be around 7-0, and if they don't do that, well, not only will I look silly.
Come on, bro. Come on. This is the England squad who haven't scored they haven't scored in open play since the Euros, in the Euro final.
Well, yeah,
3 years ago.
That's true, and we all know who scored that goal. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, okay. England to win the group. I would say Wales to come second. USA, I think they've got a young squad, so won't be as competitive. And Iran, well, I think they'll struggle.
Fair play.
Iran in the last World Cup, Iran were very good defensively. Hard to break down. I think they did go out in the group stage, but
they did, yeah.
Portugal and Spain in the group though, and they gave a decent account of themselves.
They had a hard group last time, and this time they've got an easier group. I
think they won one game against Morocco. Don't score, man. Defensive.
So, I mean, I'll give you my predictions on this, and you're probably not going to like my predictions, right? But I'm going to say America will top the group, and second is either going to be Wales or England, right? And this is down to the fact that England haven't scored since the Euro final, and that was a long time ago. And I think they've had 9 games since then.
We got a couple against Germany, didn't we? In that,
I was about to say, didn't we? Yeah, those were a couple of. It's a 3-2 draw, right? Apart from.
We didn't score any. Before that, we hadn't scored from open play in the Nations League.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Fair enough then. I might be wrong on what I've said then, but still, I'm still going with what I said. America top, and I'll go with England or Wales second. I can't really pick, just because Wales have got some younger players in the squad that are actually pretty decent.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying England don't. I'm not saying England don't at all, but we all know how England perform at tournaments. So it's just best going in with no hope at all with England. And if they get past the group stage, it's a plus, isn't it?
Well, definitely.
I'm predicting us to win the group on 7 points. I can see Wales being the tough one because it's basically a local derby.
Yeah. Is our opening game Iran? It isn't it? England's opening game. Okay, so I'm gonna say we're gonna draw with Iran. We'll beat Wales and we'll struggle against America. That's the way I see England's 3 games.
We're not a side that will go full out attack. We'll take the lead and then try and control. We're the type of side that will try and control the game rather than go full out attack. So I can see us scraping them first couple 1-0.
Yeah, definitely. We do have a comment. We do have a comment from Hassan. I know who this is as well. Yeah, bro, it is Shazad. And I know your name's Shazad as well. And then the guy below me on the camera with the blue shirt on, his name's Shazad. So there's 3 of us here right now.
Okay, nice.
He's an old work colleague, man. His name's Shazad as well. But yeah,
fair enough. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But yeah, we'll jump on to Group C. Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. I'll let you boys discuss that first.
So interestingly, you would think that Argentina should cruise through this group, but Poland are not pushovers. They got Lewandowski.
Yes.
Mexico has some decent players. So it's going to be I don't know whether we call this one the group of death or not.
I think Group E is the group of death, if you ask me.
Group E.
I think that's Spain and Germany, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. I'd go with that group as the group of death.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
and that's just my opinion. You know, that's you could think a different group's the group of death.
I don't know. It's just because I think you got 3 decent sides. Mexico are a decent side. They're not pushovers, and also they're going to be. They've had
the world rankings. England's group's a group of death.
Really?
Wow. I know the rankings don't really mean a lot, but we go by that.
No, you're right. I mean, America, Wales, and England are 3 top teams in there. So yeah, you can class that as a group of death, definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, I would say Argentina to win it with either. I can't call the second group, so I'm going to go Poland.
I'm going to go Poland to top it and Argentina to come second.
Oh wow!
Because Poland are an actually decent team, and they've got a good striker. They've got Lewandowski. And I think he'll score pretty, he'll keep them going through this group stage. He'll get them through to the knockouts. And I think, I'm going to go with Poland. If Poland beat Argentina, they'll top the group. But if Argentina win Poland, I think Argentina will top that group.
No, that's fair statement.
I've personally gone for Argentina to win the group.
Yeah.
Mexico and Poland, I couldn't decide between the 2 of them, to be honest. I have gone Mexico.
Oh.
Funnily enough about Mexico, the last 7 World Cups, they've got out the group, but then gone out in the round of 16.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. No, I didn't know that, to be fair. That's a good stat to know that. It's a good stat to know before you make any predictions, ain't it?
No worse. They just always make the last 16.
No, that's pretty good then. So how many times have they done that, sorry? I
think 7 World Cups in a row.
The last 7 World Cups, man. That's...
Yeah.
Nice,
I think
nice.
Do we agree Saudi Arabia are going to be the whipping boys?
Yeah. I mean, just based on that stat, that's like the last 30 years, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Because the World Cup's every 4 years. It's not like it's the last 7 or 8 years. It's the last nearly 30 years that they've managed to qualify from the groups to the round of 16, man. That's crazy. But yeah, whoever just said that thing about Saudi Arabia being the whipping boys, unfortunately, I think it is going to be them. Yeah. Just because I don't think that team has, like Qatar, they don't have the experience at World Cup. I don't think they've actually been in a World Cup like that I've seen anyway in my lifetime.
Weren't Saudi Arabia in '98 World Cup?
Yeah, in 2002, Germany put 8 past them, and at the last World Cup, Britain put 5 past them.
Okay, fair enough. They have been. I've just not noticed them because they haven't done well.
Let's move on to Group G. I think.
Yeah, we've got France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia. So I'll go first on this one. I'm going to say France will top that group, and I'm going to go with them. Actually, no. Denmark will top it and France will come second. Denmark have a really good squad.
Denmark have Eriksen back. I think he's back.
He's back. And this is going to be his first game since he collapsed on the pitch in the Euros. So
yes, and they got Martin Damsgaard as well, who scored that goal against England in the semis.
Have they got Odegaard as well from Arsenal?
Yes.
Yeah. So like I said, Denmark will top the group and France will come second. That's my prediction.
But France are hit and miss. You never know with them.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. You never know with France. They're a hit and miss team. So that's why I'm just going with Denmark.
With Pogba out, with Nkunku out,
Conte's out.
Yeah, Conte's out. They will struggle. But I think they'll qualify. I think I'll say France to win.
Who have they got up front, bro? Who have France got up front? It's not Olivier Giroud, is it?
He's
still playing.
He's in the squad.
Is he actually in the squad? Oh my word!
He doesn't tend to start. He's going to be back up.
How is he still playing? He's such a good player as well. I've seen some of the goals that he scored. He plays for Milan. Is it AC Milan that he plays for?
AC Milan, yeah.
Yes, I've seen some of the goals that he scored recently, and that's crazy that he's still such a good player.
Yeah, no doubt.
When you've got someone his goal scoring record is back up in the squad, they're going to be. You can't rule them out. With France, they could win the whole lot, or they could go out in the group stage. They're just so hit and miss.
Exactly.
They've got a bit of a history of self-destruction.
Yeah, definitely. Hold on. Are France the defending champions right now?
Yes.
They are, aren't they? Because the last time they won it, when Pogba was in the squad.
And the last few World Cups.
Oh, yeah, we forgot that Mbappe's playing. Mbappe's up front.
Oh, Mbappe. I'm going to talk about Mbappe for a sec. He's a very hit and miss player.
Yeah.
Right, so if you watch highlights of PSG, most of those highlights are Mbappe missing.
Yeah, I know what
he's always shooting wide. His accuracy is so bad. He needs to work. If he works on his accuracy, he would do so much better. But he's such an arrogant player. Shaz, was it you that sent me the video of him walking away when he didn't get that pass?
Yeah, he did. I think Neymar didn't pass it to him, and he kind of walked off the pitch. He was like,
instead of running, so he didn't get the ball, and he's on the left side, open space. With his speed, he could have got to the 6-yard box. Neymar passes it down to, I think it was Messi. And then because Mbappe didn't get the ball, he stopped running and just walked backwards. But if you watch the rest of that highlight or the rest of that clip, they were waiting for someone to be in the box to pass it to. And if he carried his run on, he would have been there and scored.
Yeah, he's a bit. He's like
he's hurting himself, bro. He's a young player and he's ruining his own chances here, bro.
Yeah, it's
like another person, but I'm not going to mention him, Shaz, because we spoke about him on the phone for a bit. Remember, Shaz?
Yes, I remember. How can I forget?
Yeah. I won't mention his name. I might do later on. We'll see how it goes, bro.
Let's crack on to the rest of the group. So we've got Group E. We've got Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. I mean, I'll kick this one off. For me, I see Spain winning the group with Germany coming second. I think Costa Rica will give someone they'll give the sides a good game, but won't beat them. So yeah, that's my take on Group B. Over to you guys.
The Costa Rica squad, they've actually still got half the squad from 2014. Like 8 years ago. So
that's crazy. 2 World Cups ago.
I don't think, even though they'll have the experience, the team's probably getting old. So
they've got the experience, but they're not going to have the pace, are they?
Japan, I don't know a lot about individual players, but I know they are quite a tidy, quick passing side. However, I think, to be honest, it's going to be Spain and Germany 1 and 2. I think
it's got to be that group. Just when you look at that group, you're like, yeah, Spain, Germany, they're gonna. I don't know who's gonna come top. I can't really say. Obviously, out of those two, I'd probably go with Spain going top and Germany second. But Germany have got a decent squad, so they could actually top that group.
You never know.
Before I go any further, like all this that we're predicting just depends on the team's forms as well and player form.
Yeah, this is just our best guesses right now.
This is our prediction on what we think is going to happen at this stage. And obviously, once we get past the group stages and we see the group of 16, we'll do another prediction video of who's going to go through to quarters and semis and then the final. We'll go down that route.
Yeah, no doubt.
But we'll move on to Group F because obviously Group E, there's not really much to talk about Group E. The only thing I can pick from Group E is Spain didn't include De Gea. And they think he's retired, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, Group F, we've got Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. Now, I'm going to go with Belgium topping that group. And I'm probably going to go with Croatia coming second. Because Croatia always managed to do well in World Cups or in international tournaments.
I don't disagree. I think it's a straight shootout between Belgium and Croatia. Canada, when was the last time Canada
really seen
won
any
World
players? I can't even name you one Canadian football player. That's how much I know about the squad, and that's just not me being stupid. I just don't really follow Canadian football. There probably are some in the Premier League that I just don't know of.
The only one I know is Alphonso Davies of Bayern Munich.
I didn't know he was Canadian, to be fair. I thought he was.
Yeah, I didn't know. I had to look it up. I was like, okay.
Fair enough.
I know they've got an English guy managing them. I can't remember his name. But
all right.
It'll be interesting to see how he does with them. He's not someone I've heard of. I know. Can't remember the guy's name, but it'd be interesting if an Englishman does well with
Oh, the coach is John Herdman, it says.
Yeah. But I do think it will be Belgium and Croatia who get through.
Yeah.
There's going to be an upset somewhere along the line in the tournament.
Oh, yeah, definitely there will be. What about you, Shaz? What are you going with that group?
So for me, it's Belgium and Belgium to win it, Croatia to come second.
Nice.
It seems straightforward.
I mean, I'm just looking at the squad for Canada, and you're right, Shaz. The only player that I can actually recognize is Alphonso Davies, and they've got a player from Reading actually, Junior Hoylett.
Oh yeah.
He's in the squad.
We'll cover about Reading in the COP podcast.
Quite a lot of their players, I'm just looking through. Most of them play either in America or Canada. They've got one player in Porto, and they've got a couple in a Turkish club. But there's not many that we really hear of, based on the leagues that we watch.
Yeah, no, very true.
But yeah, that's definitely going to be Belgium and Croatia. If you, what about you, Rich? Sorry, I don't know if you said who you thought, but
I think, like I say, I think there will be upsets in the group stage. But I don't think it will be this group. I think it's Belgium and Croatia going through.
No, I think that's an easy group to predict. To be fair, I'm not saying Morocco and Canada are shit, but I'm saying they're shit.
Well, if we've got a Reading player playing for them, it's not going to happen. But I'd quite like to see if we've got a Reading player, I'd like to see Canada go on the run because Coventry play Reading on the 10th of December.
All right.
First game back, yes.
Nice. So you'd want Canada and that player to get as far as possible, so he's tired, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, you're just making too early predictions. Don't do that.
No, but obviously the next group, I think the next group has one of the favourites to win it, Brazil. And then you've got Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. I think, and I'm saying that because I think Brazil are always favourites to win the World Cup, aren't they?
Yeah,
they've always won World Cups. They always do well at World Cups.
That's it.
They're historically good at winning. Apart from, was it 2000 and not 2002? When did they get hammered by Germany?
No, what about the one where France beat them in the final with Zidane?
98.
98, yeah. Zidane bossed them, mate. Let's talk about that, Shaz. Don't forget Zidane bossing him in his final game. No, that wasn't his final game. His final one was against Italy where he headbutted that player. Yeah.
Yes.
That was classic. I love that. I can't even forget that moment where he just walks towards this guy and headbutts him and just carries on walking. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It was when Brazilian Ronaldo had the fit before the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
The best player in the tournament, and then he basically did. He played in the end, but he was non-existent, and then France just dominated it.
I mean, I don't think he should have played after having such a serious issue before it. I think the manager got that call wrong because he could have played someone else in his position and maybe got a better result out of it.
Yeah, it was a bit hit and miss, but I mean, from my perspective, Brazil are winning it.
Oh yeah, Brazil are winning that group, but I'm going to say Serbia are going to come second.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know much about Switzerland or Cameroon. And from what I've seen from them in other tournaments, they're not really that good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Cameroon have not done that well recently. They used to be good back in the day.
That's another good win.
Sorry, can you say that again, Rich? The audio was out for a bit there.
There is always that one African side that surprises everyone.
Yeah, there is. It could be Cameroon or Ghana, that couldn't it? So I mean, or Senegal. But yes, as you're right, Brazil are probably going to. You know what? Looking at that group, that's the order it's going to finish in: Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon.
Yeah,
that's my prediction. That's looking at that. That's the way it's going to finish.
I put Switzerland down in second, but
fair enough.
Nice.
We'll move on to the last group where we've got Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and Korea Republic. Now, Portugal should be taking this group easy, and I'll go with Uruguay second.
with Portugal, a lot comes down to, well, Ronaldo's mental state, but also, well, the team harmony.
You're right. How well Portugal do in this World Cup is all down to how well people are going to react to Ronaldo and what he's just literally done a few days before the World Cup starts. Which, again, I'm going to go back to that point. It was a bad time to do his interview. He should have waited till after the World Cup, or he should have waited till the end of the season to do it.
You know, the fact that this podcast lasted over an hour shows that Piers Morgan's interview clearly isn't that well received because it's just finished.
Shots fired at Piers Morgan there, bro.
Hashtag Arsenal aren't doing anything.
Ouch. Yeah, but that group, like I said, Portugal top and Uruguay second. That's the way I'd go. What about you two? Go on.
Go on, Rich, you go.
I think Uruguay and Portugal will be the top two. It's just a case of what order that's in.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I think Portugal will win it. They'll have enough to win it. I don't think they're favourites to win the tournament, but they'll get through the group and Uruguay finish second.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, that's most of what obviously we've done. We've done all the groups there. We've fired through that as quickly as we could. And obviously we've got predictions next. So, and we kind of did the predictions as well with the group there. We went through who we thought we were going to top that group, but we'll wait till the group stage is over, and then we'll do another prediction video on the round of 16 once we know like what order the teams are in and where they're playing.
No doubt.
But is there anything else you boys want to talk about for the World Cup? Is there any other things that you want to mention? Oh, sorry, no. Let's just do a quick one here. So I'll ask you both: who's going to win Golden Boot?
Hopefully, Harry
Kane. Oh.
No chance Harry Kane's winning that. I'm sorry, that's why I laughed. I can't stand Harry Kane.
Oh man, I don't know.
I'm gonna go. It's gonna be either Mbappe or Lewandowski. I think those are the two that I've got. Or surprisingly, if he has a good World Cup and if he's on good form in this World Cup, Ronaldo. And the reason I'm saying that is because Portugal will play to Ronaldo's benefits, because they know he can score them winning goals. And he's that star player at the end of the day.
I'm going to say Messi purely because they've got Saudi Arabia in the group.
No, that's a fair point, bro. That's a fair point, actually.
Well, if the last World Cup, Harry Kane got the Golden Boot, but 3 of them goals were against Panama.
Yeah.
He basically secured it in the group stage. So maybe Messi will do the same in the group stage.
Against the.
You know
definitely,
what?
right.
I reckon Mbappe will get Golden Boot.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. What about is it Golden Glove they call it for goalkeeper?
Yes, Golden Glove. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with it. Is it Mendy who plays? Is it Senegal that he plays for?
Yeah,
he's very good at keeping clean sheets.
So basically, you're saying Senegal are qualifying, which means that you'd expect them to get to minimum the semi-finals.
No, that's not. No, that's not what I mean.
It's who keeps the most clean sheets, isn't it? So
yeah, to be fair, Mendy could get it because he is a pretty good goalkeeper. I'm trying to think of the other goalkeepers now. Hugo Lloris is another shout.
I'm going to Edison from Brazil. I can't see Brazil conceding that many.
Good shout. Especially in group stages. If you look at that group, that's 3 clean sheets for him there.
I can't see that. Yeah, but that's my prediction on that.
Okay, fair play. So just a few funny little things that I want to ask you boys. Who's going to get the most red cards? Team-wise, not player-wise, obviously.
France.
Fair point.
Yeah, that's a good one. They're quite erratic.
They are. I was going to say France as well, to be fair, because they are very erratic. But you could also go with Germany.
Yeah, you can.
All right, another good one is most assists, player-wise.
Oh, that's a good one. That is. Oh.
Well, depending on how much game time Maddison gets,
I was going to say Maddison's very good at assists, and
yeah.
I'd put him up there as probably getting most assists in this World Cup. As long as England do well and get maybe to quarters or semis, I think he'll top the assist list.
Well, I was gonna go with Camavinga from France.
He's a very good player as well, man.
He's
another good shout there, man. That's a very good shout on that.
Yeah,
very good shout. Obviously, we've been rambling for like an hour and 5 minutes now. But is there anything else that you boys want to talk about? Not just about the World Cup, but in football in general. Anything that we missed at the start?
No, I mean, looking forward to a great World Cup. I'll save my rant for the next podcast as well. Otherwise, I'll have nothing else to say. And Shaz knows me quite well. I can go on for hours and hours. But no, it's great to be back on the podcast. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in.
Appreciate that.
And look forward to catching up with you guys. I'll pass it over to Rich and
I'll let Rich leave his final comments before we close.
I've got most of the group stage off work, so I'll be watching most games. So I'll be happy to pop onto the podcast anytime.
No, definitely. Like I said, we'll get a schedule in the group that we created and just let people know when it is, and we'll put the link in there. So if you come in on, just jump on. If you can't, just let us know. Yeah, that group will still be there even after the World Cup, in case, like, we, depending on who wants to stay after the World Cup as a host and stuff like that. But obviously, we can talk about that some other time.
And you know the drill, guys. Like, share,
subscribe, and leave your comments below before Shaz comes after you.
Virtually, yes, on Twitter.
Yeah, my man's going to be sending you tweets. Why haven't you left comments? Why haven't you subscribed?
But no, appreciate it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's been great to be back after so long out. And until next time, we'll see you soon.
Peace out, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as Shaz says, we'll be back again in the next video, which will be in the next couple of days. And we might have some other hosts on with us. We might not. We'll see. But we'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye.